I am absolutely smitten with this movie. I think this is easily Ryan Coogler's best film. I think it's the best film of 2025 so far, and this is easily my new favorite vampire film. Welcome to Bite Size Bunny, my name's Tony, and today we are going to be talking about Sinners. Sinners follows twin brothers Smoke and Stack, both played impeccably by Michael B. Jordan. After surviving the First World War, followed by them getting out of their life of crime in Chicago, they moved back home to Mississippi to open a juke bar together. But on the opening night of their juke bar, things take a massive left turn as they are visited by three vampires who are drawn to the club by the music coming from it. Ryan Coogler's writing and direction for this movie is nothing short of brilliant. Sinners tackles a lot in its 2-hour and 20-minute runtime, and it does it all so masterfully. The first 40 minutes of this story takes its time to introduce you to these two brothers and their backstories, highlighting what they've been through together, what they left behind when leaving for the war, and what they've lost. They have such a rich backstory, and as you continue to watch them interact with new characters as the story progresses, you get a real feel for how much of an impact they had on the community they left behind, while also simultaneously getting a feel for how much they've changed and this almost legend-like status that has been fabricated around their names during their time in Chicago. There is so much depth to both Smoke and Stack that it leaves you constantly eager to learn more about them. And the performances from Michael B. Jordan with these two characters are some of his best yet. Not only does he get you to buy into these two brothers being different characters with their own unique mannerisms thanks to his attention to detail that he puts into his physical performance, but at the same time he managed to beautifully capture the love these two brothers have for each other and how important their relationship and their connection is to one another. Those more heartfelt moments between the two characters is beautifully portrayed, and I had to constantly remind myself this is the same guy playing both of these characters. I really did get fully lost in the performance and the writing for these two. Then you've got quite literally the rest of the cast, and there is not a single performance amongst the group that doesn't contribute greatly to the overall experience. It feels like everyone involved with this knew they were doing something special and wanted to bring something truly unique and equally as special to the film. Every single character is memorable and feels significant to the overall story. There is not a single wasted role here, and I feel like that is so incredibly rare to see. No matter how big or small the role was, everyone felt like an important piece to the puzzle that if you removed any of those characters from this story, I feel like it wouldn't feel complete. You really do get a sense of community from these characters. Every friend, lover, or colleague, it feels like you are just being dropped into this living, breathing world. And then you've got the horror side of things. This movie takes its time with the introduction of the vampires. You don't see the first one for probably about 40 minutes, and then you don't see them again for another 20 to 30 minutes for when they show up to the juke bar. But when they enter the scene, you immediately feel like these characters are in grave danger. And because you have spent so much time getting to know everyone and grow fond of this cast of characters, it becomes infinitely more intense and even heartbreaking at times when you start to see people get picked off. I felt so much dread the moment the sun sets in this movie because you are genuinely rooting for everyone to make it until sunrise, but this film doesn't pull its punches. It makes some pretty loud statements right out the gate, letting you know that anything can happen and nobody is safe. And man, has it been a while since I have felt that way with a horror film. This is the kind of horror film that if I saw this movie when I was a kid, it probably would have shaped my taste for what kind of horror films I truly love and am looking for. And you can't talk about this movie without mentioning the music, because holy shit, this is absolutely one of those films you are going to want to experience in theaters. That is the best way to watch it. You are going to want to feel the music hit you on the biggest screen possible with the best audio possible. It adds a whole additional layer of personality to this film that makes it feel unlike any other vampire movie you will see. It is such an integral element to Sinners, both in regards to its story and its presentation. It is just as much a character as the rest of the cast. Overall, I loved this movie. I am hoping to see it again in theaters as soon as possible. This is going to be one of the best films of 2025, and it's going to be one of the best horror movies of the 2020s. This decade decade has already been off to an amazing start for the horror genre, and Sinners absolutely earns its spot in that conversation. I'm going to be giving Sinners a 10 out of 10. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review. Like, subscribe, and all that YouTube stuff. And what is your favorite vampire movie? I'd love to know.